Yo, what's going on, guys? It's your boy Otaku having coming at you with another Black Clover review. Today I'll be reviewing Black Clover chapter 46. Now this chapter kicks it off really well. It starts off with that last attack actually finishing Barrow and Sally supposedly, but Barrow's monster pops back up, and right before he does that, Neju actually protects Asta from the monster because Gauss can't protect him because Gauss is out of mana, and Asta can't protect himself because he wasn't ready in time. So Neju protects him from it, and then says that this is his first way to atone for his sins, and he'll also turn his self into the Magic Knights. And once he served all his time, he asked Asta to be his friend, to which Asta said, "Of course I'll be your friend. Not only did you save my life, I'll want to be your friend." But so after that, the nun gets attacked out of nowhere. Everybody notices this bright light, and Gauss is pretty much blinded by it. He just notices there's a huge pool of mana coming in, and the nun basically blocks all the attacks, sacrificing herself in order to protect the kids. So this random person just burst in and killed Teresa. Someone as powerful as Teresa, that I'm sad to say we didn't get to see the full extent of her power. I really would have loved to see the full extent of her power because, like I said, she's able to keep up with some very strong people. And not only keep up with them, but show them up. So, where is her power level at? And whose power level is so strong that they can just wax Teresa with no problem, just murder her? No, maybe not, in the sense that if she didn't have to protect the kid, that she wouldn't have been able to survive or at least block or counter the attack. I'm not sure about that, but she was protecting the kids, stating that, the kids are the powerless are always the ones that die like this. And then the guy comes in, he's like, "Oh, I haven't introduced myself. I'm Licht, or Leaked, however you would say it. Licht is the way you spell it. I'm not sure of the correct pronunciation, so forgive me if I butcher it. But this motherfucker is powerful as hell. He jumps in, not only killing the nun, but stating, all of you people were born guilty. You all feed off of the powerful. Basically, the powerful are isolated, feared, and all these bad things that just pile onto the burden of being powerful. So their whole goal now, he states, is to destroy the Black Clover King or the Clover Kingdom and just rebuild it. After that, Asta actually notices that he has a four-leaf clover just like Juno. I mean, I didn't think of this before. I figured, well, there were individual books. No one else had the same grimoire. So we now see that it is very possible for someone to have another grimoire, the same grimoire as another person. I'm not sure how many of that grimoire have been reproduced, and if two people have that grimoire, just how rare is it? Are those the only two in the market? Because they did claim in the very beginning of the manga that that was a very, very rare grimoire. But it begs the question as to Lick's response to seeing Asta's grimoire. He's like, "How did you get that grimoire? I'm gonna take that back. Why do you have it?" So maybe Asta's grimoire is actually more special than Juno's grimoire in the sense that it's the only one there. That's potentially it. Then again, someone else could have that grimoire. It could be part of a pair. Maybe they're paired grimoires, and someone in the White Knight Demon's Eyes has the same grimoire as him, or maybe someone dear to Licht actually had the grimoire before he died, so Licht wants it back for that reason. But basically, Asta tries to defend against Licht because Licht wants to attack him after realizing, what they just did to Sally. They put him through a put her through a bunch of hurt, and from his perspective, they attacked her first. Even though Asta's like, "No, no, no, yeah, you attacked us first. What are you talking about?" He's like, "Don't you dare say that. We would have never attacked first," is from his standpoint. So he's really infuriated about what they did, and apparently a man named Baltos told Sally that she could sent Sally there after Sally wanted to go to her laboratory, and Sally insisted that continuously, even after that attack that hurt her so much that Asta belongs to Sally, according to Sally. But after Asta realized that he wasn't going to be able to keep up with Licht attacking him, or Leaked attacking him, however you want me to say it. I think it's Licht. But after Licht attacked him, he decided that Well, the only way I'm going to be able to defend this is with my big sword. So he turned it broadside in order to try to defend it, and then he was going to counter with a smaller sword, but he just wasn't fast enough. Licht laughed at him like as if that would work, you punk. Like he was basically laughing in his face saying, "You're too much of a scrub to deal with me." Asta was basically just put down. He wasn't nowhere near a match, which makes sense. He is the leader of the White Knight Demon Eyes, the biggest antagonist of the entire story right now. And not only is he part of that group, he's the leader of that group, so he's got to have some sort of a massive amount of power. But right at the end, before he was able to kill Asta and take the book back, Yami jumps in right before the sword slash is coming down on Asta's head. He teleports in and blocks the sword slash, and that's where we're left off. Now, I don't want to say anything here, but I told y'all a couple chapters ago that he was thinking. I'm not sure if this is about what's it. Tabata is he was thinking about something. I'm not sure if this is it. I actually have the feeling that he actually has had this planned out for a while. So if he's got something like this planned out, I mean, it's just a character introduction, but the way he did it was super badass. So if he's got something like this planned out and he's still um thinking real hard about how he's gonna go with this about how he's gonna go with this story, because it's still in his infancy rather. Um, what where is he going with it? Because if this is like a lower level thing, imagine just how badass or how well written this manga can actually get. Imagine the fame it's gonna get when it's an anime. Now, I'm theorizing here that when the first season of the anime airs, it'll probably end around this section right here. Maybe they'll end here and leave a big cliffhanger about what Licht's real powers are and how him versus Yami will go, or maybe they'll finish off the whole encounter between Licht and Yami and they'll get them back to the Black Clover Kingdom, and that'll also leave a nice setup for the season two. Seasons a 24 episode anime generally lasts about 100 chapters or something, so would be really close to the cutting point of the first season of 12 or 13, unless they decide to stream it straight. But anyhow, this chapter, I just gotta say, it was amazing to me. Even though there wasn't there, I mean, I can't say nothing bad about it. I just tried to. I can't do it. It's 10 out of 10. I love it. This is it. This is one of the reasons I fell in love with Black Clover in the beginning, and the reason it's the longest, most reviewed anime, with the exception of One Piece. They're pretty close now, are the most reviewed manga that I've actually reviewed on this channel because I absolutely love it that much. I think I have like 117 odd videos on there, so 44 of them, or 45, which will be 46 after I upload this, will be all Black Clover. So this is pretty much a Black Clover channel by now, with the exception of a few other anime that are going to be building up into it, and a couple anime reviews. But this is why I love it, Black Clover. I mean, this chapter's a 10 out of 10. There's no way to debate it. That's just my point on it, guys. That's my review of it, guys. I really loved it. It's going to be interesting to see what happens after this between the battle of Licht and Yami. I'm just very excited to see that. I'm impatient about waiting on the next chapter. It's going to be hell another week that I'm going to have to sit here and think about this. But that's all, guys. Peace.